You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.
And so indeed, you are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia. Today is Monday, the 4th of March. You know, the time is going fast. But Paul, let me say welcome to you. We don't have much time to waste tonight. Our horse is packed. And like we always say, we do come on every Tuesday and Friday, but we can come on anytime there is something important to talk about. So tonight we have a lot to talk about. And so Paul is here with me, and Jamal Kamara is going to be joining us pretty soon, and probably Francis Mensah as well. So I want to say welcome to all of you guys, those of you watching us, following us from Liberia via Chala TV, and anywhere in the diaspora, say welcome. This is the Bottom Line Liberia discussion. My name is Linford Goa, and Paul the Lord Chilope is there. Paul, tell me exactly what we'll be talking about tonight. You are muted, Paul.
Good evening, Linford, and good evening to our viewers. This is the Lord Paul Chilope that lives in the United Kingdom, the friend of King Charles. Today we'll be looking at the newspaper articles in Liberia. We'll also be looking at the U.S. ambassador team to Liberia regarding the World and Economic Crime Code that is due to be set up. We'll be looking at former President, Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah, church service he gave regarding his return to the presidency 2029. We'll look at all of those things. So yes, Linford, I'm firing today, and we'll be joined by the guys. Francis will be joining us. Jamal also be, and our only sister Lucretia may join us soon. So today we're looking at a lot of things to be happening, a lot of things to talk about.
And so it's a lot of people joining us right now, and I can see all of your names, but let me say welcome to Patience Bowie. She's the very first person to greet us. Patience, good evening. And from outside, I don't know where you are, but you say good evening, so it means that probably you share the same time zone with us. Let us say welcome, and please help us to share the show. And like Paul said, the plate is full tonight. We don't even know if we can exhaust everything tonight. But let's take a very quick musical break. And when we get back, we're going to be continuing the discussions here. It's not going to be a very long musical break as usual. It's going to be very short because we got a lot to talk about. And we'll be discussing these issues strictly from our own perspectives. And so stay with us and let's have a good time.
My people, where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not come. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. So much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are heroes? Where are the God that they say they go and vote? But they too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they fall. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us.
Well, welcome again. This is the Bottom Line Liberia, and for tonight, without any waste of time, we want to just welcome our people. For those of them joining us from Liberia, we say welcome. It's a great deal for you to be here, and we want to say thank you to Jala TV and our usual followers. So, Paul, before Jima comes, there have been a lot of things happening in Liberia from day to day. And today, being Monday, the first working day of the week, a lot of things have happened again. So just drill me through and tell me where we want us to start. Because, for me, everything is important, so I don't even know where to start from.
Great. First of all, I want to say good evening to our viewers for wherever they view us from, via YouTube, Jala Television, Bottom Line Discussion. I want to say welcome to the Bottom Line Discussion. So where do we begin from? The U.S. has sent a team to Liberia that met with our legislature. They met with the speaker, and they discussed the war and economic crime could be set up. This is a good news, and Linford, I think we should start with this, and then we can move to other newspaper before we go to Bekugbe, the former president Churchill speech that he gave throwing jobs at the current president. So we can begin with this one.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Yeah. Well, I think that, 2 days ago, or Friday to be specific, we did talk about Friday. We did talk about the U.S. Ambassador at large for global crimes against humanity, Beth Van Schaak, was in Liberia, and she came following several visits that she had made, and then following the visit by Ellen White to Liberia. And this lady, this is not the first time she's been in Liberia. She's been there many times. She was there during the weird time, and she's always there. And remember that she's the one assessing countries that have problem with war crimes, and then she'll go and make her report to the Secretary of State. So she's not just acting on her own. So if you see her in Liberia, it's like the American government sending her. And then she's back in Liberia, and she's been meeting with key officials. And now she has met with the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Speaker Fonati Kofa, as you can see in the picture. But we'll discuss with you some of the highlights of their meeting when they met. What was discussed, we'll just give you a brief synopsis of it, because during their meeting, it was expected that there will be some statements put out. So let's just read briefly some of what they discussed, because these kind of meetings do not just go like that. They come with some message. And let's hear from the Liberian side. It says the Speaker of the 55th Legislature, Councillor Fonati Kofa, met with Ambassador at Large Beth Van Schaak from the Office of Global Criminal Justice, GCR, earlier today at his Capitol Building office. In this conversation with Ambassador Beth Van Schaak and her team, Speaker Kofa stated clearly that the 55th Legislature is in support of the War Crimes Court, but they will take into consideration the concerns of people who feel targeted. Speaker Kofa said that the process will be done rightly, and if that's what the Liberian people want, or the people of Liberia want, the 55th Legislature will give unto them. Speaking to Ambassador Beth Van Schaak and her team, Speaker Kofa made a promise that as long as he's the Speaker of the 55th legislature, he will make sure that the debate is true and that it considers everything: reconciliation, maintenance of peace, and fairness to alleged perpetrators. So, in short, what the ambassador was saying, or what the story is saying, is that Speaker Kufuor has actually promised that the will, as long as he is the Speaker of the 55th legislature, they will make sure that this process is done, if that's what the Liberian people want. And besides that, another important point that he made is that they will take into consideration the feelings or the concerns of people who feel targeted by this whole process. Because the thing is that some people, the moment you mention the word economic crimes code, they feel that, oh yeah, it's coming from me. I mean, they're talking about so. So Councillor Kufuor said he assured Beth Van Schaik, that, listen, the 55th legislature, he didn't say something, he said the 55th legislature support this thing here. But in as much as we support it, we'll also consider the concerns of those people who are the key players and who feel that they are being targeted. And besides that, we'll also see if this is what the Liberian people want, then we'll do it. So you see, there are two things here. Whether people feel they are targeted, the 55th legislature is committed to the process. And whether you feel you are targeted or not, if that's what the Liberian people want, they will give it to them. So whether you feel targeted or you feel that you the one the hunting, that's your business. But if that's what the Liberian people want, fair enough. And so that's it. I don't know if you have any concern.
I think he said it all in his speech, that what the Liberian people want to go, they will go for it. And I think Liberians want the war and economic crime code to come. But with this economic war and economic crime code be established in Liberia and the prison be established somewhere else, these are things that they will look at. And I think what Liberians want, that they want peace finally to come to Liberia, and those people who have harmed our people, that been getting away free, been rubbing it in their faces. This is about time. So the war and economic crime code that we've been talking about for years, I think it will come sooner than later, because last week we talked about it. The Front Page Africa reporter say it's in a striking distance. That means when in a boxing ring, somebody can strike you anytime. So we may get it sooner than later. And I think it's a good news that the Americans are pushing this. And also, since our president agreed to it, wow, the president represents the nation that voted him in. So the representative will carry this. So I mean, it coming very, very soon, as the Englishman may say. Francis, welcome to the Borderland discussion.
Yeah, Francis, welcome. And this is what we're talking about. Tell us your view. You were on the show the other day. We talk about the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Code. And nowadays, Van Schaik is visiting the lady from the GCI, the Global Criminal Group. Now, she met with the speaker, and the speaker promised, or he assured that the 55th legislature that he is speaker for are committed to support. We will think about it. Say we are committed. We are full of it. If that is what the Liberian people want, we will deliver it. But we will also consider the feelings or the concerns of people who feel targeted. So what have you to say about it, Francis?
First and foremost, I just want to again say hi to the viewers and hi to my fellow panelists. How you guys doing?
We're great.
Great.
Okay, good. Awesome. Look, the thing is that I applaud the speaker for such a bold and audacious attempt to make sure the World Economic Crimes Code come to Liberia. But again, he's being a little bit political, because he's trying to soften the approach, what we call Liberians say, the rat that to blow and then eating your skin. And then I don't know how they ride the lawnmower ride can be eating your skin and blowing you.
And
So
call
everything
it
is
bite and blow.
yeah, buy and blow, trying to soften, the impact of the war, economic crime code, because the principal actors, one of those persons who have all the period of time been, every time he raises his voice, depending on which side political art he fought himself or the opposition or party, go about crying. Prince Johnson as a welcome the court. So I think that was just doing a political appeasement there to water down the situation. But the World Economic Ground Code is here and it is coming very soon from sources that I know, that I've been in contact with. That it is coming very soon.
Okay. And Paul, just before we take down a picture, let me just show you. Let me let you know that this is a very powerful delegation. You see, these guys, we got Liberians in this group. I see Fonati Kofa, and I see way to the counting from the left, but the guy with the light blue suit is Thomas Fala. And then another Liberian at the end with the gray suit. But the rest of them, they are Americans. They are from the group. So this lady actually visited along with her team. So it wasn't just she alone. So these people are serious about it. And like Francis said, the statement by Councillor Kofa or Honorable Kofa is diplomatic, politically diplomatic. That yes, we agree to do this here, but we also got to consider how the concerns of these people who feel concerned. So it means that we'll give them a fair chance. In fact, he even mentioned in his statement, he said we'll give them a fair chance. And this thing, like Francis said, most of the time when this issue comes out, Prince Johnson feels threatened, he feels targeted. This thing is all about you going to the center yourself, because it's not a good thing where people accuse me and I know I didn't do this thing, but every time the accusation hangs over my head and then I let it go. So the best thing I can do is for me to go and clear my name. So I think it's all about they who feel threatened, they who feel targeted to go and say, yes, I'm here. What you say? You ask me, like I said the last time, this is not the final verdict to say the moment you appear, to start putting rope on your neck to go hang you or they drag you to jail. No, you got to go clear your side. You are accused. Okay? Liberian people say you killed. So go and say, no, I didn't do it or I did it, but this is why I did it. So, Paul, what next you want us to flatter?
I think before we move on, I just want to ask something. I think it's good when they negotiate with the Americans, send the American providing the funding for this. The court itself can be established in Liberia, and then the person, like what happened with Charles Taylor, the court was in The Hague and he was sent to the UK, the prison. They can have the court in Liberia. If I were part of that team to negotiate with the American, let's have the court in Liberia. Let Liberian feel and see those perpetrators going to court. Not only those who murder people, but those who stole money from us as well, going to court, and let people see them handcuffed, putting them, whether that Air Brussels or Air Kenya, taking them to Ghana, whatsoever they're going to send them in jail. Let them see. Yeah, Liberian feel, they say, yes, finally justice have come to our country. I think those are things that they need to do to negotiate with the Americans. Senate funding is there. I think, guys, they think it's just around the corner and it will happen soon. And the day they establish that war, someone else will be in Liberia, be going to court to see those people with our own eyes. That where you onto this.
The last time we discussed something about the fear, about the fear factor, because anything you do, you got to do risk assessment.
Oh yes.
Okay? Yeah, you gotta look at it. You gotta look at the possible hazards. Okay, and if you think there is hazard, then that means there is risk. Then you begin to assess the risk, the level of the risk.
Analysis,
your triangular, your pyramid, your triangle. Okay, then you start from the bottom to the top to see which area you think is more risky. and then you begin to put in mitigation processes or mitigation procedures. So, do you think having this code in Liberia will pose any risk from from people who support these people?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. In every society, look, even living for you alone, people support you, and some people don't like you, and those who don't like you for some reason they may want to have it. So yes, there will be risk factor. But when the funding is available, people, I mean, remember the lawyers and judges that come in, they are international, so they will provide security. They will train our people. As long as the money is available, it will happen. Those guys been doing it for years. They did it with Sierra Leone. They did it with Rwanda. So why not Liberia?
Yeah, but do you remember that the Sierra Leone Code was not established in Sierra Leone? Was in the,
I agree. But now, when a nation say yes, this is what we want, we become security too.
Okay.
Yeah, let me just come in quickly. I think considering the risk factor, I think it will cost. I mean, the organizers of or the implementers of that code a lot of money, especially when we're transporting these guys to wherever country. I mean, who have been charged. You know, if they have been handed down and they are being convicted. I think some of that money, there's an opportunity for Liberia to ask those guys to build a prison, because this thing is not a 1 year, it's not a 1 year event.
No,
the whole process, you got thousands of people who come to testify against these guys. So that process will take probably to 2 to 3 years. And within that period of time, we can build a prison, a maximum security prison. Yes, ask the international community to build maximum security prison that these guys can be incarcerated. Yeah, instead of it costs a lot of money to fly them from wherever, from Liberia to wherever country, Ghana.
Well, you don't need Liberia does not need to worry about the money, because the
yes,
international
but I'm
community
saying you can use the occasion. I mean, to maximize your negotiating power. Yeah, we can build a prison, because the prisons are all crowded. They are all arcade. They are obsolete, dilapidated. I mean, so they're all crowded. So there's an opportunity for Liberia to ask our partners, say, hey, we won't go in this process. I mean, it take 2 to 3 years. We can build a modern prison.
Let me deviate a little bit. With the problem, the drug problems and armed robbery and all these things we have in Liberia. I mean, let's just make it psychological problem. Okay, from the poverty, the heart and thing. You think prison is a solution? Don't you think we should be asking the international community to build us huge vocational centers around the country where we can rehabilitate all the people who got the jail credit?
I agree. Look, I mean, crime has as a law enforcement practitioner. Look, crimes will go on every day. Let us not divulge ourselves from the situation only of these guys who are doing drugs. There are petty theft. People they're not being influenced by drugs. There are white collar criminals that have to go to jail. So whatever it is, the facilities that were constructed, the corrections facilities that were constructed over the years, the maximum amount of image they can take as aspires. So it's an opportunity for Liberia to use this thing to get a prison. So the jails in Europe, America, the jails are free, but people still commit crimes. You go, you do the crime, you do the time, you get out. So yeah.
Let me add something to this. I think Francis spot on here. If that $200 million that they're going to use in Ghana, how much will it cost to build a very good, decent prison in Liberia
No prison is December.
Wait, let me finish. So that pricing alone is also job creation. What happened now? You get a lot of young people unemployed. You get 24/7, 3 different shift people going to work as pressing guard. They're not necessary to be a police or army people, but pressing guard. Just think on it. And you can create a catering department, people that will cook food and feed those people. That's all job creation. So Liberia would tend to benefit from building prison in such a country. And remember that also the money may help to enforce our justice system, because we're behind everything. So all of those things. So if that money is spent in Liberia, and then me and you satisfied that somebody like Prince Johnson going to jail, you will be clapping, and then they're putting it in a new prison van that our prison will have drivers driving better personal van. So I think the money should be spent in Liberia, because the whole country want this thing. So we will make it.
I think you both got good point. But I would believe that anybody who convicted from the war, economic crime school, should not even go to a very nice jail. They should put a guy to solve this where the other people are, and let him have a taste of it. Okay, but that would be left to the.
So if you build a decent prison, the people who serving left imprisonment in Sudbury can also be transferred into that prison. So we move for the time. We're not going back to days where people were carrying chimo bucket. No, we're not moving back to those days.
In fact, I mean the overcrowdedness and at the Morel Central Prison or South Beach is a breach against the guys' human rights, against the convention on that. So I mean, more dignities. Yeah, so
I think you guys are right. You guys are right. So it's like Paul said, it will create jobs in some ways, because if you have a big prison where you need like 10 people to be on a shift to guide, so with 3 shifts, there are 30 people right there. You are taking 30 criminals from the street and giving them a job. 30 potential criminals from the street and giving them a job.
Yeah, because
so let
me quickly, because I work in the prison here, for a while. I mean, that's a serious job. I mean, you got people, you got doctors, you got nurses in there, especially the nurses there. You got counselors there. You got people who serve. I mean, it's a hard job though. You got to be standing a lot. Yeah, but it creates jobs. It creates jobs for people. So yeah, so I think it's a factor that the government should consider as well.
Yeah. Okay. And I think the Liberian government should push this, that the other thing happen in Liberia. Yeah, it be done in Liberia. And it's a good thing. What a better yada to go send the people to better yada, revamp the whole place, new infrastructure. I mean, think on the level. You can say there, because I work in a prison service in the UK, I can now go home and become personal director over there. Or I can be a catering director, or I can be carry my own nursing thing. Remember, personal too, they need beds. We have our local people that will be making beds for personal every year. Exactly. So there are a lot of things involved. So I think it will be a good thing to have it in Liberia, and we support this. Look, man, I kind of believe in my country again that we're heading the right path. And the 55th legislature, let them do the right thing for our people, and kudos to our president for taking a bold step. Look, if the thing going to happen maybe before July, we'll hear some good news that the court will be established in Liberia. So we're heading somewhere.
Very good. Well, let's move on to our next topic. Jima, welcome. Jima is the man working on all of the photos and everything, so he's here. We want to say welcome to you, Jima, and we've just been talking about the meeting. Our Speaker of the House had with the American ambassador at large for the GCR. So I don't know if you have anything to add though, but because you've been in the background listening, you are muted.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, good evening to my good friend Francis and Paul and you, Lynn, for thanks, guys, for starting the show. It's a quite interesting thing for Liberia right now. We are excited about this War and Economic Crime Code. But it's just not easy. It's not something like walking to the park or walking in the park. It takes a process. Like Francis was saying, it's a process. It takes time. That's the political side of it. It has a lot of things to be done about it. And Paul is also excited and expecting and wishing that we should have this prison in Liberia, so we can also help people to manage the prison world and stuff like that to have in Liberia. This is why. Now you should also look at the economic costs. So those are a lot of things that happen. We wish that the right thing will be in place and the good funding will come in, and it also has to do with the citizens themselves. So while we are excited about this economic war crime code, and I think the citizens also need to have a voice in this. I don't know whether they have to go through the referendum first to see if Liberians accept it, because it's a TRC recommendations. Is this something that we accept? You have to approach to Liberians. They have to first accept it. I don't know if I'm wrong, but it's something like that. Do we have to put it to referendum first? Or because
no, Jamal, tomorrow on the Senate floor, there will be a resolution put on the floor tomorrow. So that means they have all consented. They're going to put a resolution.
The question I'm raising here, I agree that the question is that the country may be divided on this, because it's been noised a lot on this. That people are saying that to reconcile the country, there are many ways you can do without having a war economic crime code. And you got different opinion on the different school of thought on this. So the argument we are making here is like, will we reach a consensus of Liberia again, taking into consideration TRC recommendations? That's the point we're reaching. The Huskers say we want to.
Yeah, so you're right. Where Falante Kofa's statement said, if the people want, that means they are representing the people. They will go back to their people and say, this is what we have. What you say. So in District 2, for example, District 2 say, yeah, we want it. The representative of District 2, Montserrat County, will go say, yeah, my people want it. So
the question I'm asking now. The question of why before going to every district, every county to do that, why can't you put a national referendum? That's the point I'm putting through, to see that if we agree with it.
No. This thing is overdue. What happened is, our president was elected based on this, that he'll bring this code. So he was overwhelmingly, half of the population voted him in. So if you look at it in a way, to bring referendum, I mean, you delaying the process because it will take another time to face question to go through this for a year. Send the country want it, we all want it, it must happen. That is the political thing now. When people bring in referendum, they delay the process and then it set everybody back. But it's easier for all of them to go. They gave them money, they have how to call it, agriculture break, wherever. They can go back to their people and say, this is what we want. It will just take a day. We don't have the whole country now have to go through referendum. That's another bureaucracy and waste of time.
Right. Okay, you see, Paul, you see the thing about this, the TRC or the War Economic Crime Code, it has a lot to do with, I'm not talking about the Economic Crime Code, you're talking about the War Crime Code. It has a lot to do with reconciling the country. And the process it takes a long time. It needs really sobering, understanding to put this into effect. We can be excited about it right now. We want it to happen, and there are a lot of things. I'm excited to how it take place, but you should also understand there got a lot of consequences involved. And if the citizens are saying that you should go for it, because this was a recommendation for TRC. You remember this was a recommendation, and now there has been years. I come Paul. There have been years that these things have now people are coming and rethinking. A lot of things will happen. You also give the citizens the chance again to say that, do we want to carry on this? And the reason must be a good reason. It's been years, this has not been taking place. And so people want to say, okay, yeah, let's go for it. If the majority, overwhelming majority say, let's go for it, why not? We can put it into place. But while we are excited that the economic war crime code should take place, we should also give citizens a chance to see why we need it, why will it bring to us, what are the side effects, what are the consequences, the result is given to us, what are the advantages, disadvantages. So those are things you need to. So I know it's not going to just happen like that in the road. We are excited, but it's not going to just happen like that. It's not going to work like that. It takes it's a process altogether.
Okay, guys. I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to spend much time on this thing because we got a lot of things to do. But the point I want to make here is I understand the concerns that Jima is raising, right? I understand those concerns, but again, if this were not of any importance or significance to the Liberian people, it wouldn't be dragging it after almost 20, 30 years.
30 years plus.
You see it? So if I know Liberian people, there are things that can happen. The thing they will talk about it tomorrow, forget about it. But then one thing we've been talking about, every government account, people running behind our government to implement it. So I know Liberian people want to see it. This is not going to be one of those things that happen overnight and then the next day we slide over it and we start to do new things. No, because it's been for long. Imagine children that are born after this thing, they know about it. So people, I think, and I think the only problem has been the political will to do it, the political will from our leaderships that we've been having to do it. But now that this president is saying, I agree, and the legislatures are saying we agree, the Liberian people will fall in line. Well, we don't need to have all 99% of the Liberian people. It will get 50%. That's it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So let's
you sound like no. This is a serious issue. It's a very, very tough issue. Don't judge sweep under the carpet.
Yeah, but we're not going to sit there and solve it. We can only
just lay your
point.
point. Let me lay my point. You just lay your point. You can't let it just go like that. Let me say something about what you just said. What you just said, like you just said a statement that there's a political will, right? It has a political will, but do you know that the politicians can play game with this as well?
Well,
that's why we look at that's why we're making these comments to make know that
but nobody here is 100% sure that they'll make. So let's take what they say for now.
We all making a personal comment on this, so it's not 100% sure. You're not 100%. I'm not 100%, but we look at our own perspective.
That's what I agree. So when you
can't tell me to start making statement on it when you make statement on it.
I'm not saying you stop. I'm not saying you stop. But what I'm saying is that when you assume that politicians will play game, now I say we're not 100% sure.
Yeah, they've been playing game for 30 years. You just said, Linford, 30 years.
They've been playing game. The other president say he agrees, so then we take his word.
Let's see, because he's not in control. There are three executive, two branches. You got executive, you got legislature, you got
the other one. Legislature, I also say they support it.
Let's see what happens.
Because
that's Liberia, I know.
The judicial can say no. The judicial is not there to implement, so they can say no.
Let's see what happens.
The two top branches are, in fact, the first branch of government is the legislature. They say they support it. Yeah, and then the second branch, which is the executive, say we want to do it. So the judicial
how much of the politician in South Liberia to go on the street and demonstrate we don't want war economic crime? What will you do?
Oh yeah, is that right to demonstrate? But can they stop?
When they demonstrate, don't want it. What will you do?
Every democratic society, they always have opposing views. This war crime code is in the greater interest of the Liberian, the greater good of the Liberian population.
Mr. Mensah, that's what we want. But the fear we've been having over the years, my colleagues want to understand here, it's not like I'm 255% support of this court. But the fear we've been having over the years that they've been playing games with our lives, they've been playing games with their political stuff, and they keep going on.
It was a lack of political will, Jima. This is what we're saying. But the president said he wants to do it, and the legislature said, so what? Then let's forge ahead.
The president said that 100 days will have all the street, we got no car more stuck in the mall. And now
on this one, the president said there was a video that came out. He and Allen where they told the world that this is going to happen. Then out of the blue, the 55th legislature saying we in support of this.
Yeah, so, then the ambassador Lash came to solidify
and they confirmed that they in support. So we headed somewhere.
That wish well for Liberia. That's wish well for Liberia.
The hand for the people that not in favor of it, they can go marching up and down from Butuo to Broad Street and back. That they are places, but it won't happen.
Let me just give my closing thought on this thing, on this very important topic. People who will feel that they don't want war crimes. This war crimes code is intended to bring justice to people who died, who were killed. And then the next thing is also intended to hinder any attempt in the future. Because when you look in jail, you see all the perpetrators of the war crimes code lingering in jail. Okay, my own boss, Mr. Taylor, is in jail for all those years. Who wants to be like you? Who will say, I'm taking gun again to jump in the bush to bring war? Because when they catch you, where you go? So this is to deter future occurrence of this thing. So anybody who will say, well, they don't want war in economic crimes, so they may have their own good reason But I think the best reason to save Liberia is for the best of the betterment of all of us, and not one individual for his own interest. So I don't know whether the people who will say they want to demonstrate will look at it from that point, that if you grab all the bad people now, all the perpetrators and put in jail, they're from here, you put in jail. Nobody will want to go take gun and go jump in the bush where when they catch you go to that same jail for lifetime. So who want to go spend time in jail for lifetime? Leave your children, and go sit in the jail. No. But if you
leave for play out that if you also been stealing from the country, you face the economic crime code as well to deter people from stealing, because that is stealing making our children can go to school. So the other one will be in the benefit of the country. So
I think the whole country stands to benefit. Then few individuals who will go
the noise in the background.
Okay, so I think, guys, let's move on to the next one. Let me see how much time I got here. Okay, I got a couple of minutes here, so let's move on to the next one.
Jamal, this is the same topic, right?
Yeah, it is. It also is the same topic. It was this is from the Africa front page Africa. There was a story today in the newspaper, like Jetus Liberia about World Economic Crime Court as U.S. Global Justice Ambassador arrives. Resolution loom. So there's a chance of solving the issues in Liberia. So this is exactly from the visit of the U.S. Global Criminal Justice Ambassador. So we also show the pictures of the ambassadors in the House of Legislature taking pictures of the honorable House members. And also on the same story, we have something like this where they say like, oh sorry, I'll just put something here. Baka to dump PYJ. So
you see, I like a sensational headlines, and when you guys begin to write like this, they want the people to go faster. But the point they're trying to make doesn't suffice. How can Waka jump PYJ? Waka is not the one saying you can't grab PYJ. It's the law, But they read the kind of sensational headline, and then in the PYJ camp, PYJ supporters say, "Oh, they paper. Well, voted for." You see what you can do? All these kind of sensational headlines are very troubling. Sometimes.
Yeah. So that's a story. All these stories are related to the all about the World Economic Crime Court. So it's something we all talking about here because it's a very, very good news for Liberia. The fears on about I'm one of the specific that these things will be promised. I think I said on this platform, President Weah he run a campaign on this World Economic Crime Court. And Ellen should be the best person to have delivered. It didn't happen. George Kim says it did not happen. Now the OMA is there. We are at the point where it's getting closer and closer. And let's keep fingers crossed that this should happen. This is why we're all happy. And it could be a process. But whatever the case, Liberia matters above all. So I wish them well. And we hope that justice will prevail. So we transition to the next topic, guys. You see.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we have this guy in this news. This is the Stanley Ford, who admitted taking about $500,000 from the to LACC. He's from the financial anti-unit fraud unit. So from there, at the end, he withdrew $500,000 US out from the coffers of the organizations of the agency. This guy was brought to LACC. So after cross-examining, he admitted taking $500,000. So this is He took this one came from the Independent newspaper. He took about $500,000 from the withdrew $500,000 while leaving the office. So they have to cross-examine at some point. I think it also shows that his withdrawal shows that his signature was attached. And in a couple of days, he withdrew $500,000 from the coffers of they call it financial anti-fraud unit. So you at anti-fraud unit head, then you're taking up $500,000 from the budget, from the coffers. How does that sound? So this is what happened in Liberia right now. So this was reported by the Independent newspaper. They call him Stanley Ford. He admitted to taking $500,000. We don't know why he did with it, but he withdrew it as individual. So probably he had a reason to explain to LACC. And this one also story coming up here. This is like we see Boima Kamara, the new Minister of Finance, partner country are taking money from the African Development Bank. The African Development Bank, I don't know what the F stands for, I forgot that. They're giving Liberia 40 million loan for Mana River Road Development and Transport Facilitation Project. So Liberia is receiving under President Bouakai government. They're receiving this report also from the independent newspaper. They're receiving up to $40 million for road and transportation facilitation project. That meant to link Mana River. That would be Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone to make the road network nice and clean. And that we're talking about for Liberia to Sierra Leone, for Sierra Leone to Guinea, Liberia. So 3 countries are Mana River Union. I believe that's the 3 countries. So the government, they're loaning us. They're not giving us as a grant. It's a loan. $40 million.
And I think this is a very good endeavor because in Europe here we have something, I don't know, I think it's in the UK as well, I don't know, but we have like Sweden, Norway, all this Scandinavia, we have something called the European highway, where right now I'm sitting on the E16. Okay, and we got E1, E2. When you go to other European country, you drive and end up in other European country, and then they pick it up from there. So if they want to connect the Mana River Union, countries, I think that's a very good endeavor. So that if you get on the same highway, it will be the same quality from Liberia to Guinea, from Guinea to Sierra Leone, and then I think Ivory Coast came along some time ago. Whose regime was that? Was it Ellen Johnson's regime? Ivory Coast joined. So I think if they do that, the transportation problems between the countries will be much better.
Yeah, I don't know what our colleagues are taking, Francis and Paul, what they take on this, because now before you guys
Paul is mute. Paul, you are mute.
Yes, sorry. I said the Sierra Leone side of that project has been completed. Liberia is behind. So I think this money will help to connect the Liberia side, because if you go to Freetown, if you leave Liberia, the Freetown side is fantastic. So this is something that they're doing. And I don't know the name of that road, but in Euro, you're right. We'll get like E30, E something, some kind of name, but I don't know in Africa what the name is.
I think UK, I think in Holland, I think E90. E90.
Yeah.
Yes. So all of them, they all from that one E, you link all the European countries. So same nothing like in Liberia is behind. So this is
there are a lot of economic benefits to come with that. If people do it properly, because when I drive to Sweden or any other country with the European, I was driving in Ukraine on the E something road. I don't remember the number, and then if I pass through the how you call it, the toll, I just pass through the toll. They will bill me, and then I can pay here. I can pay from Norway because it's connected, Yeah. So all of the foreigners that come here with their cars, they don't need to pay toll directly. In fact, we're not paying cash now. They just send you a bill. So when you pass and register on our auto pass, they will send your bill to you. You can pay. So that means if they put toll between Liberia, Ivory Coast, and Sierra Leone, you're not going to put one local there to be collecting toll. No, do it automatic camera. So that any car that passes the register at the end of the month, they send your bill to you, you pay into the coffers. That will avoid people holding cash at the gate. When somebody will put the gate, man can't drop the gate before you pass. No dropping gate business. No gate they say, yeah, pass through. The camera hanging up there, take your picture, your car picture, you pass with your license plate. But then, anyway, there's a lot of it's not part of the program that we're talking now, but there's a lot of things about it. Here is Liberia, where you got one car can change 5 license plate. In Norway, every car that registers in the country, that only 1 license plate until that car is finished, that license plate finished. Or I will normally send car to Liberia.
Don't talk in my country that man. I won't have you talking in my country that change the
Francis.
No, that's a fact. Every car that 1 license plate. If I'm sending the car to
France is on a program. The rescue team came to rescue our country and will have everything in place. So don't come make my country look bad. And having said that, so we're looking at this budget, the money that have been sent, then let's listen to the commitment from the rescue mission on the roads, what they will do, because this news is welcoming. So let's listen to this, if you guys don't mind. This just reminder to our listener that this is where the government intend to do.
Oh,
What's the first thing on your agenda as the president-elect of Liberia? Your entire government, I mean.
Well, first and foremost, the Liberians have been complaining, they've been yearning for many, many things. We want to quickly review, find reasons for some of the hardship, especially in those areas that are essential to their livelihood. What make the price of rice high? What make the price of some of the things that touch the soul of the person? Immediately we'll review those things there, and then we can start moving into something. I've said in the first 100 days, no car will get stuck on a major road in this country. And I mean it.
So Packers Liberians are looking up to you because the election commission has declared you as a winner. So if you get to the presidential seat, what will Liberia will accept for you in the next 90 days?
I have just said that. Maybe you didn't listen. The first 100 days, we have said it over and again. We know the cost of living in this country and even health problems that are associated with the messy road conditions. We want to improve that immediately so that we can prepare for their construction.
So finally,
Now, this is welcoming. They just received $40 million for the roads that the inter-highway between West Africa. And the commitment is there that in the first 100 days, that means this government is serious on the road issue. So what we see is no joke. Jamal, Linford, Francis.
I think Francis had a turn to speak because he basically the quiet list. Francis, I want you to tell me about the that project. Let's see what you have to say. I got some comment to talk about this, all the road connections.
Oh man, there has been lacking behind Liberia for quite a while, and it's part of the arrest agenda from the Unity Party and Alliance. So I'm not surprised to see that the campaign promises are being coming to be manifested. So it's a good thing for Liberia. Good road network enhances trade and commerce. They get access to development, infrastructure development. I mean, people will go. I mean, some of these roads were to be connected. We will see modern homes being built. We will see markets. We'll see produce being brought from the farm to the marketplaces. So I think it's a good thing. And then, but again, we cry on the last government for debt. I know we are being burdened by debt, so I don't know how much money this government going to borrow. That will, put us in a basis of debt where we'll just be paying debt. So, but on the overall, there's a good thing. I mean, I know from my perspective that Liberia needs to have good road network. I mean, to be on par with its neighbor.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. So Linford, you still Paul?
Yeah, but I think Francis is right. One of the problems we're having in Liberia is, which has been from J.J. Rawls' time until now, is this debt, and then try to roll it back, and then we're going back into it. So our everything is about debt, and then this is where we put a gallop on our own necks, and then we cry because this government came with all of the promises. We'll do this, we'll do that, not considering that the resources or our budget, our local or generated budget cannot support all of this. So we have to go and then fetch that money from somewhere, and the future generation will be the one to pay. And then the biggest problem is that when this money comes, the people who receive it will use it for private things. It go in their pocket, and then the whole country is left to pay. Okay, so I think if we have that government that can make sure that they have accountability, that they can account for everything they receive and they use it properly, and then we see what the money is being used for. Even the international community that gives the money, if they see what the money is being used for, I think some of those debts could even be waived, because they know that we do not have the capacity or the ability to pay all the debt that we've been taking, or else we'll sell the country. But again, with this money that they are receiving, we hope that they'll do the best that they can. $40 million is quite a big money, because look at the distance from Monrovia to Sierra Leone border. The Bamangida highway is there, the structure is there already. So you just need to improve it. So you can't use $40 million on that road. You can use less than that. Okay, then look at the distance between Ganta and Guinea. In fact, Guinea is right there in Ganta. I don't know which way they want to pass, whether they want to pass to the present border or they want to pass to Yekepa way. But in any case, it's not far. You can use $40 million there. So, if they use the money wisely, they can connect, to our neighboring countries. And like I said before, the road network itself can generate funds, because if you have toll, because once the road is connected, cars will come from Sierra Leone to Liberia, cars will move from Liberia to Sierra Leone, so you can collect tolls, and that can help. But again, we'll look to the government to see what mechanism they have in place. But my only hope is that they will use the money for the intended purpose.
Right, thank you very much. Paul, I know before you take on, I'm just going to say something regarding the if you look at the early government, really they work from Monrovia to Ganta, where we connect to Guinea. Now you also have to connect from other part of Liberia. We've talked about Monrovia project. It should be connecting Sierra Leone, Guinea, Liberia, and Ivory Coast. I think Ivory Coast is now in the Monrovia, I believe.
Yeah, Ivory Coast joined some time ago. I remember.
Yeah. So what happened now? We need to build our internal roads. That's from Monrovia to connect to the real borders. The major highway. Then we have to connect to Ivory Coast to Danani Way, because this is a major route connected to Liberia. I have to go to Lugatu and whatever. That's a major route. We got Sierra Leone to Bangui Highway. We got from Ganta is a major entry to Guinea from Liberia, and to Lofa as well. So there are other connections. So we have to select major entry point where the money will be wisely spent. You just mentioned something like the toll. The toll should be done in a way where they can be able to collect revenues from that particular one to be able to pay back this money. Or else the burden will be on the future generations who will be paying this money, and somebody will be funding pocketing those money, and will end up our generation or past generation to come will be paying those debts, and that's why we'll be accumulating more money. So I guess they can learn a lot from it. And another thing I want to mention, guys, probably we talked about before on the show, is about the unnecessary checkpoints that are generating revenue for the government, but they're giving it they put it in very individual pockets. Like you will see from between Ganta, before you get to Ganta, Guinea and Ganta border, somewhere at the entry of Ganta, they got immigration checkpoint in there. I don't know why are they there for, I don't know. That's not even at the entry of the town. That's in the city center. Then you go to Banga, somewhere around. When you pass Banga to Monrovia, there's a checkpoint there. You go to Toyota, there's another checkpoint. Salah, why are these checkpoints? I don't know. You guys explain to me, sir. Man, who've been working police and can tell me why these things are you working the security apparatus. You could tell me why all these checkpoints are around Liberia. They're not at the very borders. I mean, it concerns me a lot. If it was something like fund generating for the government, revenue like tax collection, stuff like that, then it makes sense. But I don't know
before Francis comes in, I'm about
to don't give Francis about time.
No, this one want to go.
I'm about to leave, so let me be the first to talk, and then Francis can take it over. I will tell you one thing. This checkpoint thing, I've always thought about it. You take one checkpoint, you put it in the middle of Monrovia City, or you put it in the middle of Ganta. Who want to wage war? We're kind of in the middle of the time to start waging war. We always start from somewhere. But you can't, Broad Street, you put checkpoint there. So what are you preventing? But let me tell you one thing. The purpose of these checkpoints are solely for somebody else, because government had not mandated. I have not seen anywhere in the legislative enactments that they say your put checkpoint. No government have made laws say your put checkpoint in Monrovia Street or on the road. But people put this in there under the pretense that they're trying to prevent crimes or they try to stop foreigners from coming. But then ask yourself, right there to Guinea border. Who there to stop people? People coming. In fact, Liberia has a very porous border. Go along the St. John River or whichever river, go to Kavala. People can take you across anywhere. So your Pope man, and Donald Trump saying he's building a fence. I think the only thing that can prevent people from Mexico to come to America is when you build fence. Then what Donald Trump is doing is the same thing with Liberia. You got a long land border. Yeah, some people can swim. So I think I'm not saying that we can have men at our borders, but it shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be the one collecting money, entry fee, visa fee, or whatever. No, if anybody is coming to Liberia, you can come to the border. The immigration officers are there. My son is immigration officer in Liberia. So I asked him a question. Why he said the person we're gonna check that document, if the document not correct, But what I'm saying is that if you come into Liberia from Guinea, come with your laissez-passer. Show it. Make sure that it's timely. Get it from Guinea. It's timely, and you show it. You don't get anybody 1 cent. You got the money, you're giving it to that guy. You're not giving it to the government, and that's why we're going to have the tool using camera, because that camera is taking your car picture. Okay, and that car is the one that will pay. So all the people that are in that car, they're supposed to pay they're supposed to show their document. And if there is any reason where they will say, okay, your document not correct, you can fix it at the border, then that one, the immigration people will fix it. But when it comes to the toll thing, nobody should pay money to any immigration officer or army man and say, I'm paying for the car to enter Liberia. No, you're not generating money.
But Linford, before you go, who told you said we'll have a tour?
Well, we are just suggesting.
Just say you suggest you didn't have a tour, but the guys, they're not visionary, because that tour thing should have been in. Like, if you go to Sierra Leone today, before you enter Sierra Leone, there's a tour. People they generate a lot of money.
Yes.
Liberians travel all the time, but let
me tell you something. Norway is one of the best countries when it comes to tunnel building. Send a country that mountain country. So every little place you see tunnel. And what the guys do, they will take all that tedious time to build that tunnel. It costs a lot of money. Then they put their toll there. Man, they told some places that 250 kroner for small car, 500 kroner for that means $50, 500 kroner, $50 for truck, and $25 for small car. Imagine. They play at work. They get a car that can carry every weekend from Oslo here. Every weekend. They come and go in. So you pay $25 to come, $25 to go back. And we talk about millions of cars traveling. So the program started, they tow hard. Then when you look after several years, when they know that they not get up or they getting that money, then they reduce it small. Also now they increase it with complain, but you still gotta go. You're completely tired, you go. Then after they bring it down, then we get used to it. Then they bring it down small until one money or we got the money too. That means they finish getting that money. So that thing is very simple. But Liberia, when I do that, I know Liberia. But guys, it was good being on the show tonight. I hope we'll make a good show tomorrow again. So
so before you go, what's happening tomorrow? Before you go, let's talk before friends come in tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a guest on the platform tomorrow, and I want you.
Okay, tomorrow we're having the Honorable Ellis Gotti. I understand he's a businessman and also very, very entrepreneurial guy. So he'll be here tomorrow to tell us about what he does, who he is, and what he does. And then this will be the opportunity for you, our listeners, to see this individual in person. So you can join us tomorrow. And I guess Paul, Jemai, and Francis will talk about it more while I'm gone. But it was good being here. And so I want to say thank you. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow because the rest of the guys will still be here. Have a nice day and goodbye.
Thank you. We'll catch up again. Just put that back, Paul. I just want to talk a little bit about Gonti, Alex. I think before my colleague come in, Francis, Mr. Messer coming in. Mr. Gonti, Alex is former presidential vice candidate for the grassroots movement for development, the political party that contested the just any election in Liberia. He was on Edwin, what's his guy name? Last name again, Paul.
Appleton.
Edward Appleton, he was on Edward Appleton ticket. He was running Edward Appleton on the grassroots movement development.
Edward Appleton, yeah.
Edward Appleton, who was a presidential candidate for the grassroots movement development party.
The grassroots development movement.
The grassroots development movement kind of is a party registered on Mr. Gonti was the vice presidential candidate. He was running with Mr. Appleton. So tomorrow you'll be on the show tonight. Tomorrow we'll be talking about youth empowerment and education. How can the businesses and the government work together to support the next generation of Liberians, like leaders and entrepreneurs in Liberia? So you ought to talk about politics as well as we'll talk about business. How can the future leaders be involved? So he's been a businessman. I understand on his business background. Francis will be telling us who he is, what he has been doing in terms of business. Well, I do know a little bit about. We got to know him lately about in politics. I mean, when he became the running mate for Mr. Edward Appleton on the grassroots movement. So, Francis, tell us much about his business background. Let's know for our listeners.
Mr. Gonti, he has several business ventures in Liberia and in the United States as well. Of recent, he just opened a water bottling company. The water he sells is he bottles there. We call it Telazine. It's on the Liberian market right now. So he's a kind of friend I've been knowing for a while, for years, more than for probably 40 years or so. I've been knowing this guy. So yeah, well, once basketball teammates, we play on the same team. Yeah, you know. So yeah. And it will be an exciting show tomorrow. And I know we wanted to invite our guests, listening audience to come. I know the viewers to come and hear what he has to offer. How come the grassroots, the grassroots development movement managed to strike that magical chord to come third. The vote.
Yeah,
so we want, all the things that will be uncovered, and we unmask Mr. Gonti tomorrow. So yeah, it'll be an exciting show. So
yeah, okay. Good. Paul, yeah, where you say you are seated tomorrow to have Mr. Gonti on, and one thing when I read the Liberian newspaper, Paul, it says like I think it's a Daily Observer. It says. Edward Appleton, Honorable Edward Appleton is the misery man. He sits on the board now as the head of the NUCAL, chairman of NUCAL. Yeah, now he's been appointed as the chairman of NUCAL. That's Edward Appleton. And now his vice presidential running mate, which is Mr. Alice Gonti, tomorrow will be our guest. So we want you to be tomorrow on the show. We'll discuss how they managed to get there. And I understand that he said they did a Jehovah's Witness and knock every door. And nothing was known of him literally after election came to. I mean, leaving all political parties, big parties. This guy just came out 6 months into the game. He just took to ladder up like that. I don't know how it happens, but tomorrow we'll know what happened. So we'll meet tomorrow and see us. So what do you think, Paul? What happened?
We'll get into it tomorrow because I spent 6 months on the ground during the election. I never came across them, but I think there's a thing the Basopo called Niji. They might have traveled in the night to do their campaigning when people were sleeping, or there are certain houses they went to, because the way they performed their march it was just unbelievable for them to reach their place. Kudos to them.
You got the ANC, you got the Gongolo, you got the what were the name again? One of the parties, the powerful parties. It was not that new. Like the new name, like Gongolo, you got Moba. Moba was there on the ground. You have Ben and you on the ground. You have the Liberty Party on the ground. That came together with CPP, and this guy just came out of the blue and just smashed it to third. That's amazing. If it's just joining,
what they trade behind it, so other people can learn from them. We'll find out tomorrow.
So yeah, let's just have it. Tomorrow we'll have Mr. Alice Gonti, vice presidential candidate for the grassroots. To call it the grassroots development movement from the Mr. Edward Apiton, Vice President tomorrow. His Vice President tomorrow is our guest on the show. So we invite you to stay tuned and be here tomorrow on this place. That will be like a UK 8 o'clock p.m., Liberia 8 o'clock, and Central European is 9 o'clock. Don't forget, ask you all the questions. It's all about business and also about politics. Paul, next stop.
The next stop, look, guys, Liberia is a very interesting place.
Yeah. You before welcome you spoke about the checkpoints there. Listen, the checkpoints really came very it permeated our society since the 1980 coup, because based upon the perceived enemies that the government had, President Toba was kind of very relaxed, to his tenure. There were not so many security checkpoints. If you have traveled from, let's say, Yekepa to Monrovia, you have encountered probably one checkpoint in Sanikwere or something like that. Probably Ganta was a main checkpoint, and you come to Monrovia along the way, during those days. But then since the coup came, there were a lot of perceived enemies. They had some real attempted coup, attempt on the government. Yeah, so the government was just, so people took advantage of it. It was both for security and financial gains, because people were being tipped along the way. There was an opportunity to prevent narcotics coming to the country. So most of the checkpoints, you guys, I remember when I was much younger, I knew a couple of guys were in the security forces, police, the CID then, and the FBI. The guys don't want to be in the office, they want to be on the field. So most of the checkpoints that do created, and the guys don't know the marijuana boss. I come from Sierra Leone, Boulder, or the Guinea, or everyone. So the guys were taking the money. So it's just to end up this. It's both financial and security. But some of these checkpoints are just being put up by. It's not essential. It was not authorized. Yeah, so guys, a group of guys, they put a few blocks across the road with a pipe, and I call it a bamboo stick. You got a checkpoint there, and the authorities come to raid, they run away. So as far as concerned, we have only three. The Mount Barkley checkpoint was there before, but they took it out. I don't know if it stayed there, but no. But just to answer your question.
Great. Yeah, Paul,
Yes.
I know you want to transition quickly on that. Can I? Yeah, thank you very much. Our concern has been checkpoints are very good. Those gates are good, security checkpoint. But we're talking about being at the borders, not in the country itself. You find like in Tututa, in Sala, in Mount Bagley. Why you want to put it in the city center or in the city of the country? I mean, in the center of the country. Very borders, right? It makes sense. Like, okay, we have to have security checkpoint before you enter the country. But like you said, perceived enemies and for some financial gains for some personal people. I think these two keep making these statement here to make sure that why somebody should have to come and tell us why make do checkpoint in the heart of the country. Go to from Gant, you got from Bangapore, from Banga when you come to I don't know what it's when you pass the police station, you come up in Banga. At the top there, you will find there's a checkpoint. Before you get to Tututa, there's another checkpoint. Before you get to Monrovia, Barkley, I know where Crisisburg, there's a checkpoint. Why in the city center? Why in the country center? Ganta as well. You got before you enter the Ganta, there's a checkpoint. Not even at the border. So every area, every county is like that. Why you be creating checkpoint everywhere? Unnecessary posting security officers there doing nothing, wasting asking for. Oh, my man, y'all can't clear the table. My man, getting this stuff. What did not say? All these. I mean,
So
just.
Jamal,
Yes, sir.
look, Francis answered the question. Economic reason. People don't take pay on time in Liberia. Police officer, their salary is so low, so they create this checkpoint to survive. And that's the bottom line of the whole thing. Until they start paying the police living wage, they will minimize, they will stop the checkpoint. Now, it's not going to happen. That's the means of income. Police may get 5 children and he getting what, less than $200? what you expect? You go create your own checkpoint somewhere. So
Thank you
it is
very much.
where it is in Liberia. So, but guys, let's transition. We've been here for a while now.
You want me to recognize some of our viewers then before you move
Yes,
on,
please do.
We want to first, I don't know from my end, want to recognize our good friend Patience. Be aware, Patient, wherever you are. I think you should be around yet. And we say good afternoon or good evening. Not to forgetting Douglas Nyendo Pelo. I hope I got your name right. And we also have Hakeem Lasana, who's been following up the link for the last day. Join us. Thank you, Hakeem. We also have Patrick Weir, our old man, who was also here in the UK. I think he's in Liberia at the moment. He always follow us, one of our loyalists. Not forgetting our good old friend, Chadelia Brown Choloplay. And I don't know the rest of the people from your end, Paul. Those are people I can see from my end. We want to say thank you for joining us. If you also join us from True Jala TV, we say thank you. And to make this place your home, this is where we want to be. This is the bottom line. And every time you come on, press on the like buttons and we will alert you when we come on. And if you have a comment on the topic we are discussing, please share with us. Share our show. And let's make this a place to discuss Liberia with no hard feelings. Right, Paul?
Yeah, thank you, Jamal. Thank you for recognizing our viewers. It's good. And something happened on Sunday. I just want to talk about it. Maybe you guys have seen the former president, my good friend, His Excellency Dr. George Manuel Weah, went to his church as usual and started throwing punches. The first appearing after spending his holiday in Italy and France, he went to church and then he started to throw punch. So I want to come up with this for our audience to listen to the President George Manuel Weah, and then we can talk about it before we close this program.
For some of us, the people struggle, and that's why we allow ourselves to struggle. We sacrifice everything for the struggle. But some people don't understand what it means. It's a struggle. So the people rise up to the top and forget those that push them to the top. So what's going on in the coalition for democratic change, like I said before, they will come to a certain point, people will come, people will go. And those that believe in the struggle of the people, those people will stay. And as you know, now in our leadership, there's a change in our leadership. Some people are resigning and some people are opting to get into that position. But you, the supporters, do not be deterred by what is happening. It's a restructuring. And people in their own mind believe that they can be somewhere because it's a verdict, then leave. But when they leave that gap, they can only be close by belief and or strength. And this is where we come. Anyone that resigns for CDC, we employ you for the work that you have done for us, and we continue with the forward march. So do not be deterred. We will continue with the forward march of this party until 2029. I know you are aware, I just came to town the other day, since I arrived, the chairman resigned. And for me, it's what a pity that a young man that I've put them on Ghana, this camp, we take a decision that everybody knows, we take a decision. What happened? There's no discussion, but again, he's our son. He's my son. I brought him to the struggle. Now he commanded the struggle, but he decided to take a rest. But he's still a member of the party. That's the most important. So, as always in the 18 years, chairman come and chairman go. But the party will be suffering. I don't want you to be discouraged. It's just the working administrative or reference of workings of our administrators. The day we don't feel like being somewhere, we believe that everybody will be the next person will come. Maybe the other person will be the best choice. Because look at the trend of how many champions, you know that one is the long-serving champion. Now with him, it is successful in being a long-serving champion only people. For every other champion does something. You know, the other champion comes, he achieves it because he can't do business for 18 years. We all achieve something not, but at the end of the day, it's the whole sum of the 18 years of struggle. So we got to continue on that struggle. Do not be deterred. Our brother is our friend. We're going to love in the same way. And I know you'll feel homesick. You'll come back to party and join us in some of our protests or whatever. But again, Liberians, and I hope those that said came to rescue us, you know, they should understand that they said that they want to rescue this country. So shooting people, police shooting people was not the intention of the struggle. And that's why I train the police to be very conscious of the Liberian people, be conscious of the Liberian people, and make sure and be friendly with them when it comes to the protests. We give them food and water. It's important. Those that are crying and say they want to protest, they are now the government of the country. They have a free right today to hear that you're shooting innocent protesters, Liberians, you cannot sleep. According to them, our feet are on fire, but the feet must be on double fire. We cannot allow any police direct people to kill innocent without protesting for their rights. And that's why we didn't do it. And that police director, I can guarantee him when this thing happens, we will march to him and bring him to court. Everything that we heard, everything that was done, according to them, that didn't happen. What we see, people are dying just in a common protest is wrong, and we must flag it. We have to stand up as citizens of this country. This will not happen no more. In our history, I was a young man when Esther Parker was a rise from Ghana Bay, and the citizens marched in the street and made sure that the police director came down. This country, the reason we asked for peace, that we led the army and the police to be an army of good and police of good, is in the interest of the people. Those that were in power, when they shooting gun and what have you, they come back to power to use the same gun, we will not allow that. We will not allow it. We are prepared to make sure that the citizens have the right to protest, to speak to anyone they want, that's their consent. And that's what we're going to do. So I want to send this message to the international community. They were there telling us that the people must protest. They need to join us to tell the government that the people must protest without They made a mistake and they took us from there. They should not make the same mistake because we will make sure they do the same. That is a symbol of freedom, symbol of unity, symbol of peace. Every leader in this world that become the best leader pass through Liberia. Our history must not be war, it must not be police shooting. So, to my friends on the other side, we are citizens of the country. Our safety is important. So I send a message to you, Mr. Boaka, to make sure that no police get to the street and use arms. They will be the last one in King George. They will not happen again.
Francis, Well, this was our former president taking a shot at President Joseph Nwa Barker. But before we start, guys, Weah is back on the scene. He back on the pulpit to preach. He started throwing jobs already. So I want to get your view. And I want to start with Francis and then Jamal. What do you guys think of the president? Welcome remark back to the pulpit.
The president's statement on the recent death of two Liberians in Kinjal is is welcoming. No innocent Liberian citizens should lose their life, and it's his nationalistic duty as a Liberian and former president to raise the issue. But it comes with a lot of contradictions too, when the former president speak up, giving people the opportunity to, protest during his administration, devoid of harassment, and intimidation, and people should go about it. I mean, the government in so many ways, shape and form, held counter protests through their surrogates, through the operatives, So I found it very comical to say, no disrespect to the president, but I think it's unfortunate that the former president, will start to trend on going to protest because he feels that the current administration and the opposition bloc during his regime protested, and that's the reason why they lost the election. So I think they want to follow similar trend, going about the protest, and it may fall. It may likely play in their favor. So yeah. I mean, that's all I can say for now. But but the president should be ready. I mean, he has rolled up his sleeves. He has started the political battle. So I guess he should get prepared to be muddy.
Yeah, right. Get prepared to be muddy, Jamal. He's back on the political scene, and he's now ready for 2029 to revamp his party, and he already started throwing punches already. President Barker.
I think. Do you hear me, guys?
Yes, hearing you.
I think my good friend Francis just made a point. That's very clear. I think I don't think he's the person that we expect to hear you saying those things. At the 6 years, we've seen a lot. And I will make some specifics here. It's not about government should not be. And people will say, oh, come on, let listen to somebody good. What happened to the late patients? What happened to those auditors? What did you hear the president coming to his pulpit to talk about the death of those people that died? Or did you talk about there were investigation going on, we will get the results? There were other deaths that took place. The security officer got killed. Did we hear him from speaking to his pulpit? There are many other deaths that took place on his hand, on his very watch, on his very eyes. Did you come into his church to tell us there were investigation ongoing? Did you have any press statement on that? I mean, nothing of such. So why are you saying this? I mean, he need to reorganize himself and tell us something that I want to hear. I mean, it's good to come back as an opposition, but come and say something solid. Liberians should understand that nobody come and say, oh, yeah, the president is back and RT want to take on politics. Almost sound like the return of the Mark or return of the Terminators coming back. I will be back, coming back with nothing. And he need to talk to his, I don't know where he advises or where he political advisor to tell you to when he's saying something, should be something we can hold on to. It's not a guy who will be telling us about the death of somebody, and if he even, according to the story, it was agitated by CDC. That's why, quote unquote, I mean, allegedly agitated by CDC. What happened in Kinjal So why is he telling us right now? There are more investigation going on, according to the CS, the police or commander or police or chief police officer still has a lot of information going on right now. I mean, we should give credit to the old man right now, Mr. Barker's government. They came up. I've now seen that for years in Liberia, where you had the information minister and the police commander coming out to give us details what is going on that side of the story. It's up to you to go. It's not true. They didn't happy on the George Weah. You tell me, Paul, what did you see anytime a patient that died? The guy that was killed. What happened to the auditors? Your good friend was among those that got killed. Did they have any press briefing?
We still here to get a report.
Up to now, the most questionable things about the $60 billion Liberian dollar up to now is still being questioned, being investigated. So I don't think he should be like my good friend said, Francis said, he shouldn't be the one. It's comical. I don't think we should be give time to listen to him now. Until he says something serious, we take him serious. This is what I want to say. And he want to sound like almost Donald Trump coming back to take on. He need to really organize himself. He really come back to take on this government.
Don't you think that the Donald Trump and cycle that happening in America have not tricked up President Weah mind that because
it's not a time. It's not a time because he was the guy who would like to speak to the press. He now had a major press conference. He uses his church pulpit. Who goes to the church? Nobody talks to him. Stand there and talk hours and hours. I mean, I don't hate him personally, but let's be realistic here. He want to address the issue like you should come to the Liberian public. Don't go to the church. What about me? I'm an atheist. I don't go to church. How we answer my questions? I have a question for you. How we speak to the press? If we speak to the press, don't behave like Johnson. We're using the church to answer questions. Let's go out and speak to Liberians. We got the media. He's the vice president. He has his own TV, Cloud TV, King Radio, King FM. Got his own media stations. You can talk to her from there. So Paul, let's be serious here in this place, man. Please. George, we shouldn't be telling Kamala. He coming back. What is going to tell us?
I guess you see it from a logical point of view. But the common man in Liberia, they love George Weah for whatever reason that he may even tell his supporters, say, look, you're marching into the Atlantic Ocean. They will even march in the Atlantic Ocean. So this guy is not speaking to his base. That's
history, Paul. I want to interrupt you there. That's history. Liberia, if they loved him, you have been overwhelming victory to win against Oman. If they loved him. No, this is a fact.
It was just 1% between here and Oman.
If it's 0.0%, they won. If it's 0%, I'll give you a chance. If it's 0.0%, he was whipped, saying that he did not do anything. So consider that he's 0.0% difference. He was whipped. He didn't like him. He screwed up. People were doing it out of anger. They were like trying to say because they didn't like the old man. And they knew that, well, at least we don't have to like Mr. Barker, just Honorable President Barker. Let's look at reality here, gentlemen. The fact of the matter here, George Weah screwed up that country. He knew they couldn't do anymore. Look how you spend. Any person in the world has not done that before. Go watch football game for over a month, sitting there, the country is going to run into problems. And I came back saying that you were having, what is that, man? Let's be serious. And then you're telling me they messed up, they like
we also know that the society is all over. So we cannot overlook it. Now,
yes, to support that. They agree, yes.
People will go with it mindset, say, oh, Weah have served as president, so he get presidential experience. He cannot be the one. You see, so you gotta look, you gotta weigh both. Because United Party came to office based on United Party has served, they have experience. So United Party will get. So George Weah now coming back say, on his watch, there was. That's why the last come about. Now, on his watch, there were peaceful demonstration. We know it was never peaceful because they whipped people, they whipped the university students. We saw it with our own, even his CDC people went after them. His Akala grade went after the UL student. We all know that. But he's coming back now as Prince Johnson. He been revamped after he spent whole month in Italy. He went to the Vatican. They wasted holy oil on him. He have come back to tell the people that he contesting 2029 because he have presidential experience. So United Party to do the right thing. If not, they're going to take onto the street to protest. And that's what he's saying.
I'll give Francis the chance to speak, then I'll talk. Francis.
Look, guys. Honestly, I know I don't want to waste our time on this issue because it has no basis, for us to discuss it. Because it was shared, showmanship on the president, the ex-president. Jamal Strict already stated, look, the man, he has all the platforms available to him. Why go to the church? The only time he can speak on national issues. If you gave him the opportunity to address the press, he just said one word or one or two sentences, he go on. Then he has his pre-recorded tapes going all the pre-recording all around. Look, man, that be serious for once here. And look, I think the next president of Liberia will be the Honorable Mr. Cummings, Alexander Cummings, will be the next president. Liberian people have given these two parties the chance, the opportunity to see. They will have somebody new. Georgia can start a campaign from today. Because, the people got that mindset that there are only two political parties in Liberia, the CDC and the UP. I think it's far-fetched. Yeah. It's unrealistic.
Francis, I want to insert this before Jamal come in. Our society is a funny society. I usually say on the program, we Liberians, we not normal people. George Weah have tested power. He was president before. He can now run on this thing here and say, look, I have presidential experience than no one else. So y'all gave me the opportunity. The mistake I made, I'm going to correct my mistake. Do you think people would not buy into that?
Look, I'm going to tell you something. The mindset of the electorates, the voters have changed over the years. We have thanks to the social media. They got people who will come with sharpen the contradictions to make believe statement. They hallelujah, they repentance. John the Baptist baptized again, their sins are forgiven. It's not going to happen anymore in Liberia. We had the opportunity 6 years to govern, to rule. To make the country, put the country on a path that will lead to success and equal opportunities for everybody. They misused it, they squandered the opportunity. And I don't care how the society is gullible in Liberia. Look, Liberians have decided. George Weah the president Boca won 20,000 votes. Even if we put somebody by 1%, 1 vote. That's it. That's the essence of democracy. They want the majority. So look, with George Weah, I would think about when at CDC, I would be thinking about having a coalition probably with the ANC or maybe Gonglu or somebody with unimpeachable character. So so these are the things you be more. So I don't want to dwell on that. Because the president, we all know, we're not kids. We saw what happened just 90 days ago. I won't make it that far. 90 days ago. Yeah, so standing for them to raking the economy to, the institutional money to use it for campaign purposes. All they thought they were going to win the election, so all the things will have gone under the carpet. Nobody will have seen it. No, man, guys. We got another topic. Let's go to the next topic.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
One sec, Jamal. The reason why I'm focusing on this Weah issue is funny. Yesterday, Yeke Koroba could not see the ground President Weah walk on. And Yeke is saying that he'll work with the opposition. And we are suffering. Will it be Yeke the Weah coalition here we see? Or, Jamal, you just summarized it because it do me headache to see this guy who yesterday got messed up so badly, coming back now to start throwing punches just in the blink of the eyes that, it was you yesterday, did absolutely nothing. Now he's talking the good thing. Talk to me, Jamal, because it's doing me headache.
Yeah, listen, we understand Yeke is very vibrant, is very bombastic. Yeke is not a person that will usually just cross carpet to George Weah. He said he worked with opposition, doesn't mean he go to CDC. You can appreciate him, though. You know that, take him for that. You appreciate him. He got all the opposition in the country. Yake could go to that, but he knows what jail we are. Even when the issue, the thing with Yake when President Bawka is like, President Bawka is, he thinks he's been overwhelmed a lot of people around him. That's why he failed. But he felt that George Weah was not competent enough to run the country. So two different things you're looking at. He said that he can only come to work with Mr. Bawka, President Bawka, if something changed. Then you will sit with him. He's not saying so. He's talking. That is a Yeke. Yeke is who Yeke is. He will make his point. He will come tomorrow. Look, if George Weah change, George Weah, he's not saying he's going to shake hands with George Weah. Like George Weah is a Liberian. President George Weah is a Liberian. He can speak to Bawka. Yeke Kolba. But the fact of the matter here is, what you're looking at right now, if this guy was really doing great, if President George Weah was doing great for his 6-year tenure, and for certain things he flipped up, Liberians did not vote for him. That's why his popularity has swindled. He's not doing anymore as you think. And you think like you see what happened. He's only one of the presidents I've ever seen that receive out there outburst aggression that they don't want him. He didn't see that the past election, before his election, went out there. I mean, that was a massive campaign that they don't want at all costs. Everybody went out, they didn't want him. And this is one thing. And he coming back, he had to rebrand himself. If he has to come back, President Weah has to come back, he has to be properly rebranded in a way that people have to trust him. It's not like I say, I'm popular, I made a mistake, you're sorry for me. Look, like what we're saying here about this War Economic Crime Code, he's saying that Bob Neke and other people who committed so the heinous crime are saying that, we equate to say that we are God-fearing people. I'm sorry for what happened. After eating human heart and stuff like that, they tell him I'm forgiving. If you give the Liberian a chance to let him, they'll judge them. That's why I come and say they didn't have any opportunity. Somebody tell you, I will protect you, looking for a big brother to come and protect them. That is why the War Economic Crime Code is coming to protect us. To say, those guys that commit that crime, you cannot have the power. We provide the money, we'll bring the courts, you bring them, we'll judge them. They will bring all those Bob Neke, all those generals that were involved in the war, they will judge them. But because nobody will say, what can we do? We leave it to God because I have no choice. So generally, Joker will work with opposition. And that is why it's good because he putting pressure on the present government to do something right. That's what Yeke is doing. He's pushing the government to do something. He doesn't hate them personally. It's about when you want to take the straight path. So you need to do that. So in order to do that, what he did when he was CPP, he was working every angle. He worked with Unity Party, he worked with the Democratic Party, he worked ANC. So when he came to run, he went as independent. You see what he did? He went independent. He was not on a ticket. So that's Yeke. By the way, John want to make a comment before you come back to transition. When President Weah, I want to repeat what my brother Mensa said. If President Weah can come and tell you that we will walk to the place or something, we had his gang leader, Jefferson Koji, waging gun, going around attacking people, election and stuff like that. Tell me, where did that happen under this government? You tell me that. Where have you seen the city mayor taking around, carrying gangs of people attacking houses and attacking people when they insult you? Nothing happened. Then you're telling me we'll walk, people walk and go demand the city or whatever they say. He's just making some. I think my brother said he's showboating, he's just boasting. So let's keep something else to do something weird. And let's give chance to, it's difficult for President Bawka now to start, but he's starting a bit by bit. And what we are doing right now, some clarity. It's not going to be like walk in the park. It's like you're bringing things that the press, look at what is happening right now. I know we may not like how, what the woman Kula Fofana is bringing it, but she's bringing some kind of information to us that every day there will be some press briefing. It may not be a great style. At least we get some information. What did happen on the George Weah? He never spoke to the press, never for 6 years. And now you're using a church puppet. Then Liberian issue, you're using the church puppet. Go and speak to the journalists. So
let's give Weah credit here. He never spoke to the public for 6 years. He only used his church. He almost like Prince Johnson, our church they were using.
Because they don't like to answer a question. They don't know how to answer a question. That's the point. They get angry.
So they were using the chat. And funny thing is, the people that would listen to in Liberia, they tend to use the church side. I'll give my good friend Darrell Dillon. When he was running campaign, he was using this story about Ezekiel and this about the Bible story. And people fell for it. When it comes to Stephen Waterspoon, he will use the gospel. He have followers. Henry Costa will be preaching like he on a pulpit. All of the actors in Liberia seems to use the church for some reason. So Weah now have gone back to the church. He just came from Rome. Maybe the Pope wasted holy oil on him. It's the new name, born again. You see, born again. He come back. that guys, I train my police not to whip anyone, and all my burger police beating people. That's not
Yeah,
going to
right.
happen. Will you
Yeah,
imagine we are telling us this thing after
Wow, boy.
just how many weeks ago?
Did he train his manager not to be carrying guns and carrying gas and attack people?
Tell me this.
I mean,
Oh, but I mean, let me just say something for you. I mean, that's just for on the light side of things. But the police have not trained any people, any new batch officers yet. I seen police, his police that they inherited. So maybe I don't know. So I see police that he trained.
You know, but gentlemen likes to make fun of this thing. You know, when it happens, I like about our system. We want to do something, we go to the church. Say, yeah, that's right. Yes, preach it. Yeah. And this kind of thing that happened a lot because nobody question you. He likes that because nobody going to ask him. That's why he and Prince Johnson will not go to Freeze the Press because they don't like to ask that question. They easily get temper. They have a very hard temper. When you push them around, they push them in the corner, they get angry. So what they will do, you're the only one, you're the God on the pulpit. You say anything, nobody question you do. Just say hallelujah and praise you for what you're doing. So at the end of the day, but trust me, those people that say singing, praising him there, most of them know what they're saying. They're saying that after this, look at it, a loser like you tell you all this. So we don't have, they know the real story. They're not a real story.
I mean, I think, no disrespect to that church, but I think the people who go to that church are people who they're not real Christians.
Oh my, come on! Why you say that?
I'll tell you something seriously, my friend. I mean,
to whose church?
To President Williams' church. People who go to that building. And sit and listen to President Weah and the other people there, they are not really serious. I know because the man does not quote any Bible scripture. You know, I don't know where he gets his inspiration from.
He's the God. He was the one that was the lecture last one. That was it. Nothing else about the. I hope I was expecting you to speak about the denying him to use the VIP lounge. You didn't say anything about that.
There was nothing spiritual in it for his church. You know, the man speaks on politics. Look, I love that guy so much, but that's the wrong calling. That's the wrong calling. Don't blaspheme. Don't go on that pulpit. Go in that building. You know, stick to what you're supposed to do. Football. You know.
Can I say something to you, Brother Francis?
Yeah. If
John Weah can open a church, people go to. What about Bob Nicky, who opened a church? Bladin. What's his name again? Open a church.
Milton Bly.
Joshua Bly, who opened a church after eating humans and everything, and he went to church. People say, "We'll forgive you." Compared to Joshua, comparatively, who will you go to? Prince Johnson did his thing.
Yes, listen. Prince Johnson and Joshua Bly, two guys. They claim they got converted in a way. President, we are just working on one money God church. We don't have the heroicity of his transformation, how he became a man of God all of a sudden. You know how in what way was he transformed? You know, but these guys can get his story. They can read the Bible. They can quote the Bible off here. If talking and they preaching, they quote certain parts of the Bible scriptures. You know, but President Weah does not. So look, when it comes to that, yes.
To be fair on Weah was once upon a time Christian. He became Muslim, and then from Muslim, he came back to Christianity. Now, Weah have gone to the Vatican. This few days, and Weah have taken it back. So he's back again.
Guys,
you see the main Israel case in the war and the power. You're there.
So you're Jew. So you see,
he's not a Jew. He's how do you say that? If you go to the synagogue, that doesn't make him a Jew. Jew is a trap.
Anyway,
look, guys, quickly before you got to the next topic, let me just say something about Prince Johnson. I don't think we have spoken about it on this show. Prince Johnson uses.
Go on.
Yeah, just to be honest, I think Prince Johnson uses his pulpit to threaten the peace and stability of Liberia. I think it's unfair. The people from Nima County, they were not the only people, or they are not the only people who will have jobs, because I mean, all of them said they were doing this thing in the interest of Liberia. They didn't want jobs. Now, at the end of the day, he comes to jobs. He has the vice presidency. What else do he want? He has ministers. He said every time he goes to church on Sunday, he must complain about jobs. So that you get all the ministries and agencies to people from Nima County, especially from Nima County and his political party. No, I think it's time that he stopped the BS.
Right.
He has gotten enough. The previous, the jobs, the civil service positions or appointment position, or it should be given to all Liberians, irrespective of a political affiliation or how much he campaign. Yes, he campaign, but man, he should stop that. Stop that nonsense.
And I agree with you, Francis. And pretty soon, the thing that we all want, he be advocating for jobs. Before July, it will have the World Economic Code when he thank you all to go sit in front of the international judges. And then we'll see whether you'll be asking for jobs. So all of us, yes, I agree with you. It's about time to stop the nonsense. Yeah. So Jamal, Francis, tomorrow we're going to be here and we'll have our guests here tomorrow, the same time, 8 o'clock Liberia time. So guys, before we go, I just want to ask you two, what do you think about the whole show today? And just summarize in your own word what you think of it and what we're going to do tomorrow with our guests and how we're going to share the show to a lot of people to follow up for what? The guy who come in is the second in command for
the grassroots development movement.
The grassroots development movement party.
This party was held by Mr. Appleton, the guy who came third place. So tomorrow he will be here to tell us how they managed to get to that third place. That's it. He will be here tomorrow. So it's Ellis
Gonti.
Ellis Gonti will be here tomorrow. He was the vice tenant bearer for the grassroots movement. He will talk to us tomorrow on a few things here. And then we'll ask him question how they managed to beat Alexander Cummings, Terrell Gongo, Cyril Besto Yanti, and Dr. Moba to come to the third place. So it'll be fascinating tomorrow to hear from him, and we'll ask our viewer to tune in and follow us tomorrow. If they have question for this guy, they can put it forward. So yes, talk to us, friends. Talk to us, Jamal.
Okay, I mean, just go and Jamal came late. You have some time to talk at closing. Yeah, but again, I just want to thank you guys for the show. It was a very fascinating show. It was very provocative, tough, and there were no holds barred, right? And so we look forward to tomorrow. We have our guest, Mr. Alexander Gonti, vice tenant bearer of for the grassroots development movement, a political party in Liberia who came third, and he's an entrepreneur businessman as well. And so we had a good show. It's a good thing that President Weah spoke about the loss of lives. No Liberian deserve to die. So it's a lot of great things. The newspapers today, the government of Liberia signed a $40 million grant from the African Development Bank, Asian or something, whatever bank it is. So yeah, guys, it was a good show. So yeah, I would look forward to see you tomorrow.
Once again, hello. Thank you again. I want to say thank you for all those who've been following wherever you are. We have those who follow who couldn't call your names to Jala TV, to our Facebook, YouTube, and our online radio as well. We want to say thank you very much. We want to be here tomorrow, same time. We'll be Liberian time, 8 o'clock, UK, 8 o'clock, Central European time will be 9 o'clock p.m. That's evening time. So we ask you to join us tomorrow. Our guest, like my colleague said, Mr. Gonti is Alex Gonti. He's the businessman, CEO of a company called water company based in Liberia, very successful company. Also have some business establishment in the US, and he was a second person on to Edward Appleton, who was the party called the Grassroots development movement party, which went contested the past elections, and they came third in the country. So tomorrow he will be with us tomorrow night to discuss. So we also will love to have your comments, your suggestions, and questions. If you have, we'll ask you to drop into asking tomorrow. So we want you to be with us, and thanks for joining us tonight. Always be part of the Borderline. Here we discuss Liberia with no hard feelings.
Thank you, Jamal, and thanks to our viewers for the show. We hope to see you all tomorrow. So I will leave on this note. Good night.
You are welcome to the Bottom Line Liberia.